Hey, real quick, NBA handed down their punishment to the clown that is Draymond Green there, putting the weak chokehold on Rudy Gobert. He did not get the 30 games that I thought he deserved, but he did get 5. So Draymond Green out yet again. 5-game suspension by the NBA. And look, I'm glad they did something. And they kind of had to do something. Yeah. But he's now out for the next 5 games. Cost him about $1 million to miss those games, and that's the deal with that.
Yeah, it's awkward because he was ejected last Saturday against the Cavaliers, right? And here you go, now you're out 5 games. I just don't know your end game, bro. Like I told you, I'm pro enforcer. That was kind of my role with the Steelers.
Yeah, but football and basketball are much different.
Right, but at the end of the day, the concept is the same. Either you're hurting or you're helping. And right now, he's hurting them.
No doubt about it. Sorry, I just wanted to give you an update on that in case you missed it. A 5-game suspension for the clown prince of the NBA, Draymond Green. Back to football. What a great week 11 it's going to be. And my main man Jacoby has got all of your football.
It is first down, and we're starting with the Cowboys. Ever since the Eagles game, it's just a Dak celebration. Is he getting too much praise?
Well, first off, you got to cut out the Chip Kelly crap and invent your country accent now. That things are going well in Dallas. What's next? The cowboy hat?
No,
Brian Kelly, not Chip Kelly. My bad on that. But what are we doing? Like, have a little toothpick in there and start whittling wood on your porch after games. That being said, this is the lot of being the Dallas Cowboy quarterback. And to be fair here, if everyone's going to dump on Dak every time things don't go perfectly, then he should enjoy this part of it. Mm-hmm. The coin has 2 sides, right? And I've always said that he has been overly criticized beyond what any other franchise quarterback has to deal with on a national level. I can't speak to local because we all hate our local quarterback when our team loses, right? You think people in Orchard Park love Josh Allen right now? They don't, okay? So the fact that the national media, us included, will drag him when he has a bad game, this is the other side of that coin, and that is when dude plays well and you beat the Chargers and you beat the Rams and you damn near beat the Eagles and then you come back and you drop a 49 burger on the Giants, you deserve what's happening, and I'm good with it.
Yeah, when he came out of that bye and he played the Chargers, man, you started to see him use his legs more. I mean, he's 30 years old, right? And so there's a lot of caution with just keeping him in a pocket and protecting him. But I think he's talked about it lately in the media. He feels free. He's confident. He's trusting his legs. He's extending plays. He's finding the open man. So I think from the neck up, he's just in a better place.
And
that's why he's going to run.
It's weird because when you see Dak Prescott run, right, he doesn't run. It's going to be a weird thing to say. It doesn't look as elegant when you see, like, Mahomes run, Justin Fields run, some of the other really good scrambling quarterbacks. It somehow looks labored, right?
It's slow.
But it's a big part of his game. It was when he was a younger quarterback. And the fact that they're at a place now where he feels comfortable enough. Like, he had a rushing touchdown in that game. I mean, the Red Sea parted. You and I could have. Well, that's what you would.
Hey, what do you mean?
Jacoby and I. Well,
I would have done great.
I mean, it would have taken a lot longer, but you probably would have dove at the
3 people in there.
Willie dives at the 3, hits the 4. Another story for another day. But the point is, that's a guy playing with a lot of confidence. And, when you're a confident quarterback, you typically play pretty well.
Yeah, and another reality of it is you eliminate the possibility of turning the ball over. Sure. When you assess the field and you go through your progression and it's not there, and you instinctively now respond with, I'm just going to use my legs. Like, that breaks the back of a defense, and it keeps the ball moving, it keeps the possession in your offense's possession, and forces the defense to fatigue and all the things. All things that hurts your opponent in every game. I don't care how great a defense is, how poor a defense is playing. When your quarterback has to be accounted for because he's now using his legs, it's problematic.
Dude, and we all know as a fan, so I can only imagine what it's like for players, but as a fan watching a game, when the opponent's got a 3rd and forever, and you have great coverage, and the play breaks down, and the quarterback finds a little lane.
It's Patrick Mahomes.
This is Patrick Mahomes support group.
I understand why some dudes throw TVs out windows because it's very frustrating.
Moving on to second down, we got a big game tonight. So when you take a look at the numbers, they do well in offense, but they haven't really done well when passing the ball 20-plus air yards. Craig, do you think they can open it up against the Bengals?
I don't think they need to. I'm not sure why this was even a line of question, which is I know why we're doing it because someone asked them the question. It's a silly question. It's like, let me try to find something that you're not very good at statistically and make it into a story. Like, you're averaging 30 points a game this month. Right? So who cares if you throw the ball 40 yards down the field? I have guys that get open and then make plays in space. What do you guys call it? Yak, right? Yards after the catch. It don't matter how you get there, as long as you get there. Like, it's been the big argument with the Miami Dolphins, right? All the underthrown balls to Tyreek, and then he beats everybody and goes another 50 yards. And obviously it looks like their passing game's awesome, and it is. So I don't know why this is a storyline. Whatever they've been doing the last month offensively has worked. Like, even in the game they just lost, they scored 30 points.
Yeah.
So did everybody go home going, nah, man, I can't believe we only scored 30 points.
Odell
We got to throw the ball deep. Why? What they're doing right now, this Todd Monken offense, works.
Well, I think it's because of the threat of Joe Burrow. He can throw the ball down the field.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but if they get in a dogfight with the Bengals and it comes down to making big plays, Joe has an arm to get it down the field and connect. Lamar's the one that's struggling. What's interesting about it, he's actually accurate.
But I got to interrupt you on that. If you put that stupid stat back up on the screen for a second, here's why I think we get caught up in stats and analytics, and it bothers me to my core. I'm going to go vomit in my mouth during the next commercial break, and here's why. Here's why. The Baltimore Ravens have played 10 games.
Yes.
Meaning they only throw the ball down the field on average 3 times a game. Because look at the attempts there. It says 30, right? So it's not something they try to do. It's not like, man, we're throwing the ball down the field, 10 times a game, and we stink at it. What they do is more controlled offensive game planning, 10-yard passes, 15-yard passes, and then they let Zay Flowers, OBJ, all those guys, make a move and get an extra 10 or 15 yards. So we're taking a small little teeny stat and we're blowing it up into some ridiculous story.
And the reason why we're doing that is because they just lost. When you lose, you start to identify all the things
they scored 30 points and lost. Their offense is broken.
But for me, if this is to be something that they correct and they start connecting on these deep passes, this offense looks completely different because this, to your point, they're not a quick strike offense. Neither do they have to be, to your point, because it helps your defense when you can maintain possession of the ball, keep them fresh. That allows them to get after the quarterback, which they've been doing. It helps because it's complementary.
Oh, I also want to say this word. They still have big plays. Like, Keaton Mitchell still breaks long runs, and Odell Beckham, we saw him catch a slant and get a touchdown. So it's like, it doesn't mean you're not having big plays and quick strikes and 50-yard plays and 60-yard plays. It's just not throwing the ball.
Yeah, and all the people you mentioned, it's not him doing it, though. That's the problem. When you put on the tape of Joe Burrow, it's him 20-yard strikes. It's him 15-yard balls. Lamar is just dinking and dunking and they're dominating in the run game.
I don't know, man. You score 30 points a game, something's working.
Yeah.
That's how I view it. But that's the problem with the media today. Like, we try to find something negative. Why don't we try to find something positive? Like, you look great in my shirt.
Moving on to third down. We got to convert this, guys. Cortland Sutton posted this Russell Wilson apology form on the internet. It basically lists all the different reasons that we all need to apologize to Russell Wilson after their win to the Bills. Hey, Greg, you picked the Broncos as a Super Bowl contender before the season.
I did.
Do the rest of us need to apologize to Russell Wilson?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, maybe we do.
Look, they're 4-5. Yes, we're on a win streak. Yeah, I said we.
We on a win streak.
I'm invested in this.
We on a win streak.
Let's ride.
But the reality of it is they're still at the bottom of their division. If they win these next couple games, which will be challenging, and they are actually in the wild card race, they're not out of it, but they're still 4-5. They're not even over 500. So let's
not just that, if I may. And I appreciate Cortland Sutton's being a good teammate, and he also wants the ball. Yeah. And Russell Wilson's the guy that gets him the ball. But if you just go back to the game they just won, right? And so everyone's feeling good right now, and I respect that. And yes, they've won more games than they did all of last year, and that should be something that you look at as a benchmark to move on, for better things next year. Russell Wilson threw the ball 29 times. He didn't throw for 200 yards. So why am I apologizing for my criticism of Russell Wilson, who's a franchise quarterback on the borderline of the Hall of Fame? He threw for 180 yards in that game last week. And I'm supposed to say, I'm so sorry for criticizing your performance? He stinks.
Well, he has 18 touchdowns. He had 16 last year. He only has 4 interceptions. It looked like he's gotten out of the bad rut, and now he's in a groove.
Yeah, so here's the question. Did Courtland Sutton give that apology form to Sean Payton? Because Sean Payton's been throwing that dude under the bus since he got to Denver, has he not?
Facts.
And when they did lose a bunch of games out of the gate, it was Sean Payton blaming who? With his body language, with his press conferences. Now I give Sean Payton credit. Whatever the elixir's been to play close games and win a couple of these games, that's great, good for you. But relax with the apology form.
Let's not be so negative in the media now.
Exactly
You
right.
just said that with the
That's
Baltimore
right.
Ravens. Like,
I'm going to apologize for being critical of a bad quarterback.
Hold your
Crazy.
apology
Yeah.
for when they get over 500 and they're actually a team.
Okay.
I'm not going to say we, but
Okay.
not on that one.
Here we go. Is that it? We're done with first, second, third, fourth football? Great. Awesome. We're going to have a meeting about that segment after the show. That's for damn sure. Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.